We're here at a public auction today to help teach you guys how to buy from a public auction for your first time. It was a heavily requested topic on last video, so we're going to answer all those questions right now. I'm Macho, this is Macho Motors. So today I'm going to walk you through the process of finding your deal, inspecting your deal, bidding on the car, hopefully winning, and then picking up the car to be able to take it home. And then either use it for your personal car or try to make a little profit on it. I don't like to gatekeep information. I like to share what I know with the world. So if anybody has questions and I can help, I'm going to help. So that's what we're doing today. At the end of the day, this is all just advice. This is not legal advice. So if you get into a bidding war and you lose, don't come at Macho Motors saying, hey, he said I was going to guarantee a win. I never said that. This is what I do in my state. So make sure that you check your state ordinance when you are buying a car. So now that we got that little disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the video. So there's only two public auctions that I'm aware of that I bid on, and that is govdeals.com and All Surplus Auctions. I like to search by distance from your location because last thing you want to do is drive 2 hours or 3 hours to go pick up a car. Since it's a public auction, you're not going to find only cars. You'll find pretty much anything that's selling. So there's shoes, kids' clothes. Even one auction I went to where they were selling kayaks. So you could even walk home with tons of kayaks. But we are here for the cars. We found 3 already. One thing I like to do when I'm looking at public auctions is first look through the pictures, make sure that they look good. Right now, we know this has 182,000 miles. The current bid is 700, and it's closing in less than 24 hours. I've noticed that they've been pretty honest and transparent with any issues. They usually write a very detailed description. Most of the government employees that are posting them aren't making a commission, so they don't have any reason to lie about the cars. So they'll tell you the year, make, and model of the car, does it run or drive, and then what's some of the issues that it might have. Does have some body and paint damage. If you scroll down even further, here at Ask Your Question, you can schedule an appointment to come see it, test things out when you're there in person. So this is one example of a car. Being that this is government vehicles, all of them have been serviced regularly. They have been fairly reliable for the government. So the reason that they're being put up for sale is a little suspicious. So be mindful that the cars that you might buy will either have some sort of issue or there's some reason why they're putting them up for sale. So be prepared to fix something or be prepared for any possible issues for the near future when you're purchasing the vehicle. Here's another one from the same location, same auction. They're selling a 2003 Buick Park Avenue. So this one has 196,000 miles. So this one, crazy high mileage, but we'll scroll down to the description. And like I said, they're pretty honest with everything. So we'll need a new battery, left rear tires leaking.
Interior is worn, it has light body damage, also has multiple lights on the dash, ABS, traction control, and brake light, and then causes unknown.
This is the important part. It's sold as is, no warranties and no guarantees. So at the end of the day, if you're not going to see the car in person, you're pretty much gambling. So if you win the bid, you got to be prepared to pay whatever it is plus the buyer premiums. Just be aware of that when you're bidding. You're not bidding, and let's say if you put in a bid for 700 or 1,000, it's not 1,000. It's 1,100 or whatever the premium is. So let's pretend you finally found the car you liked. You got the green light to go inspect it in person. You scheduled the appointment. Now you're going to go in person. There's a few things that I like to bring with me just to ensure that when I'm inspecting the vehicle, I make my best judgment. One of the most important things I think you should bring is an OBD2 scanner. That way you can be able to diagnose the vehicle and get a better judgment on what might be the issues. The second thing I like to bring is a jump pack. We have one in here, but most of these sites will have a jump pack for you to use. But once again, it's easier for you not to bother the employees and just be able to jump as many cars as possible. I would also bring a rag just so that way you can check fluids, and some gloves if you need it. I don't really wear that many gloves. Lastly, this one is optional, but a can of starting fluid. There's a few cars that I was inspecting that I wish that I had this can with, because that would have given me a better judgment on if it's a fuel pump related issue or something else that I could have diagnosed to make a better judgment when bidding. So that's everything I recommend. I wouldn't recommend bringing too many tools because you're not here to tear down the engine and check everything, check compression. You're here to look at an auction car, make your best judgment, because at the end of the day, this is a gamble. You're not going to know what issues they have until you take it home and really diagnose yourself. So be prepared for anything to come and make sure that you're bidding responsibly. One other thing that I want to mention right here It says subject to an auto extension of the auction end time. Most of the auctions have this. Some of them don't. I love the ones that don't, because then you could snipe in and get the deal in the last second. But basically what this means is when you make a bid in the last, let's say 5 or 10 minutes, they'll extend the time for another 5 or 10 minutes again until people just completely stop bidding on it. The auctions that don't have this, those are ones that you can make a last minute bid and potentially get a crazy good deal on the car. So I would look out for those. Those are big winners that you want to find. Here's a visit to one of the auction sites that I went to. Unfortunately, I didn't end up buying anything because everything just skyrocketed in price. So great news. You found a car, you went, you inspected it, you're fine with any repairs that it might need, and you're ready to bid on it. Make sure that you signed in and did all the verification that they require prior to bidding, because if you have like 10 hours left on the bid and you're not verified yet, then all of that looking, inspecting was just a waste of time. So you want to make sure that you're ready and prepared to start bidding against whoever you're going to bid against. So boom, now you are the top bidder and you won the car. Congratulations. That's great. That's awesome. But also a little scary, because now you have to actually pay and take it home. So make sure that when you are bidding, you don't get into a bidding war. You stay within your limit and try to make a limit prior to bidding, because, you know, bidding gets exciting and you kind of get wrapped in it sometimes, and then suddenly you're 500 over what you were planning on bidding, and now you regret bidding on it in the first place. Most of the time, they're going to want you to tow the car out of there, because obviously you need registration and insurance to be able to drive on the street. So very few of them will allow you to drive it home with a dealer plate or something like that. So be prepared to tow it home, whether you have a friend with a tow truck, you have, I don't know, AAA, or you have a tow truck yourself. Just be prepared to tow it off the lot. So typically they give you a 10-day window. So hypothetically speaking, you could go there, pick up the title, register the car, and if it's drivable, drive it back once you get registration and insurance onto the car. So sometimes for abandoned vehicles that might be left on a police lot or a junkyard lot, they'll put those up for sale. Those take a little bit more time to get the title, and there's a lot more paperwork involved. But usually the cars will sell for a lot cheaper because most people aren't willing to do that paperwork. So keep that in mind. You can get better deals, but it'll be more work on your end to get the title, because it won't be right there in your hand in that moment. So I know this one was a little bit different from my other videos, but hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helps somebody, and yeah, happy bidding. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below for many more Macho Motor videos. Stay tuned. So there's only the wind. All right, she's windy out today. Ooh. So we're here at another public auction today to help. What are we doing? I'm not an expert when it comes to heavy wind.